Hi, folks. It's Mark Merrill with FIRM, Fairness in the Reporting Media. Well, it's time we got it out of the way. You've already had enough of it, I'm sure. But it's debate hate fallout.
Did you have fun?
I had a good time. I think it was our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had three against one, but I
Let's
anticipated.
talk about that. Three against one, and all of her radical positions they leave on the table.
Yeah. Now we had a lot of negative kind of stuff. Look, I saw on your show last night. They had 100% positive coverage on ABC, and I had 94% negative coverage.
93% negative.
I exaggerated.
You got an extra percent non-negative. As you were with her tonight, to think that we come out of this debate and we have no answer to her co-sponsoring the Green New Deal, $93 trillion,
Yeah.
I say the end of capitalism, to come out of this, government-run health care and no answer to eliminating private health insurance. The fact
We brought them all up. Every one of the
bring a
things
lot of
that
it up.
we brought it all up. And I also ended with, why hasn't she done it before? Why didn't she fix, she's there complaining. Why didn't she fix all these
Were you
things that
really
she's
willing to
complaining?
leave the stage and go home if she was going to go fix it in Washington?
No, you know what? I would have left. I would have said, go home and fix it. I'll leave with you, okay? But she doesn't, she's not going to fix it. So she's complaining about all the stuff that's wrong with the country, and they've been there for 3.5 years. And I put that, I wanted to save that for my last little summation. And I actually mentioned in there too. I just thought it was a great debate. I think we showed the weakness. But the sad part is they're destroying our country. When you get right down to it. Debate, good debate. I enjoyed it. But it's a very sad thing because our country is in decline. We are really being laughed at all over the world. And that's tough to take.
Do you think it's strange that somebody could support something as radical as sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for convicts and illegal immigrants, and for illegal immigrants, free housing, health care, education, and not get asked a question about it?
But I brought it up.
You did bring it up.
Of course, they weren't so happy when I brought it up, but I brought it up. I brought up the fact that they're doing sex change operations on illegal immigrants, and those are expensive operations, and they shouldn't be done for a lot of reasons.
There were a lot of things said that weren't true about you tonight. That you would support a national abortion ban.
Yeah.
You've never said that. That you support Project 25.
Correct.
You never read it? I don't even know what it is either.
I don't want to read it.
Okay, number two. That she said in 2000, I took back my position on banning fracking.
Yep.
No, CNN fact checked that and said no. The mandatory gun buyback at the end of the debate, she lied about that too.
That's right. That's right.
You
She
did
wants to
call her out for a lot of
confiscate. I called her out on everything that you said. I think I got everything out. Now, with all of that being said, I was amazed because I really thought that'd be fair. I have to say, CNN a few weeks ago was sort of fair against Biden. But this one was stacked. I figured it would be after watching 100% positive coverage of her. And she's done a terrible job as vice president. And look, she's the worst vice president we've ever had. She was the border czar, the worst border ever in the history of the world, not just in our country. And he's the worst president we've ever had.
So
they're destroying our country.
I'm very aware. And if we look at her tax plan, which is, price gauging or gouging, and the largest tax increase not only in American history but world history, her campaign is saying tonight, Washington Post is reporting, that she wants a second debate. What's your answer?
She lost. She wants it because she lost.
Do you have an answer?
Well, I don't know. I have to think about it, but if you won the debate, I sort of think maybe I shouldn't do it. Why should I do another debate? She immediately said, we want another debate. That's, what happens when you're a prize fighter and you lose. You immediately want a new fight.
You want a rematch.
You want a rematch. The guy that won is sort of happy and thinking about it.
Would you be inclined to say yes, or you
maybe if it was on a fair network, I would do that. But
I think let Hannity moderate it.
I think that pretty much tells it all there, ladies and gentlemen. That is really what it is all about with Donald Trump and Sean Hannity. And we're about to give you some more information as to the fallout on debate hate, is what we're going to label it. It's pretty sad, folks, when our state of our country, the state of our republic, is at this point. It's enough. We've all had enough. I think you can pretty much agree with me on that one. Now, as you can see right here, as from the beginning of our program, Elon Musk maintains support for Trump despite Bozo here, Ms. Harris, exceeding expectations. Yeah, right. You notice it's in quotes. Exceeding her expectations during the debate and poses one question for voters. Well, we got it coming up here, folks, and we're about to reveal it for you here in a minute. It's a post that he made just within minutes, I believe, after the debate was done, of all days, being on, of course, 9/11, the anniversary, the 23rd anniversary of that horrible, horrible day in American history. There's also some views and comments from you, the American people, on this as well. Mr. Musk is posted as saying, this was around 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Mr. Musk wrote about the debate, while I don't think the hosts were fair to real Donald Trump and at Kamala Harris exceeded most people's expectations on that night. That said, according to Mr. Musk, when it comes to getting things done, not just saying nice sounding words, I, meaning Mr. Musk, is saying and strongly believes that Trump will do a far better job. After all, if Kamala can go do great things, why hasn't she? Biden rarely shows up for work, so he's basically in charge already. Or is she in charge? Oh, gee, I guess we got to flip a coin. I think we all know who's in charge. Nobody. The question comes down to this. It's for Mr. Musk, folks. Do you want current trends to continue for 4 more years, or do you want change? Tell us all about it, folks, at fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. We always welcome your comments and your views. Always. Other replies came through as from a man named Dan, as all he posts at is Kettlebell Dan. There wasn't enough talk on solving the national debt crisis. Mr. Musk replied to Dan, 0. That's not good. Bindu Reddy posted the biggest loser in the debate was ABC News. 100%, posted Mr. Musk. After that, 2 more, folks. Colin Rugg posted, the best question to ask yourself is your life better or worse than it was 4 years ago? Again. And George replied, she lied about Trump's comments on Charlottesville again. It's just ridiculous, folks. And you know what's even worse is our enemies are licking their chops. And you know what? What's holding them back from attacking us now? And just when you thought you've had enough of seeing Nancy Pelosi, well, there she is again, folks. According to Pelosi, Republicans are racist, sexist, and worse. Coming from the former Speaker of the House, as we call her, Nancy Lunatic Pelosi. Remember when Hillary Clinton called those who would vote for Trump as deplorables? Well, Nancy Pelosi decided to make an even bigger and more shocking comment. Quote, there are people who will never be, shall we say, no, not we. Don't include us, Ms. Pelosi, in all of your dastardly comments about the American people. Screw you. Shall you say? There are people who will never be inclined to support Democrats because they just have a different orientation toward women, people of color, LGBTQ, you know. They are not ever going to be there. Say that's about like 30% or so of the Republicans. Stumbling across her words, wasn't she? That's all, folks. 30%. The posters of these comments are from an organization called Patriot News or PatriotExpress.com. Let's get that right, folks. It's PatriotExpress.com from September 12th. They answered Ms. Pelosi by saying 30%, question mark. That's quite a bold claim, and she basically plucked that number out of thin air, like they always do. It looks like the Democrats have resorted to mudslinging yet again. Ding. Strike three. You're out. Leave, Pelosi. So another one chimed in, folks, from the New York Sun. I don't know if you've ever heard of the New York Sun. I, frankly, myself, will be honest, I didn't really know that much about them. I'd heard them poking and prodding in the social media and, of course, out there on the newspaper stands, I suppose, because it says on their website, and even here, they've been around since 1833, before Lincoln became president. Wow. But this is from the desk of the publisher of the New York Sun. Dear reader, how bad is the New York Times? Well, how better to illustrate than to contrast the Times with the New York Sun? The screenshot on the left here, folks, in black border from last month, meaning July, shows how the Times covered the story of Kamala Harris's economic policies. The Times would have you believing that she bears no responsibility for the failures of the Biden administration in which she serves. The Sun, as you can see below that, wants you to know the truth, nothing more, nothing less. Under the New York Sun, in white, it calls Kamala's policies Kamalaflation. As Vice President, Harris cast the tie-breaking vote for Biden's inflationary spending sprees. On the New York Times black bordered commentary or post or written crap or views, biased though they still are, on economic policy, Harris has played limited role July 24th, 2024. Garbage. The difference couldn't be starker, folks, but you already know that. What you didn't know, perhaps, is what you can do about it. Get away from it as fast as you possibly can. And subscribe to The Sun, The New York Post, anything else that is not the New York Times or the Washington Post. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all good people of America, here's our dedication from FIRM, Fairness in the Reporting Media. To remember always, never forget our heroes on that day, September 11th, 2001, who gave all to save a republic. Remember to pass that along to your children and grandchildren. Never forget. Meantime, thank you for joining us for FIRM, Fairness in Reporting Media. I'm Mark Merrill. You can always see our podcasts right here at Fairness in Reporting Media /Fairness Media 1. Rumble.com /Fairness Media 1. Also, all the time on Twitter, YouTube, and as mentioned earlier, there's our address for emails 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. FairnessinReportingMedia@gmail.com. FairnessinReportingMedia@gmail.com. Everybody out there, stay safe. And peace, as always, to everyone.